And there's a few more people here really anticipated, so if you can just move in to the side, help people up, do whatever. Lots of people coming in here, it's great. Make it really full after they started entering. Okay, once again, if you can just make some room for the last couple of people that are coming in, moving to the side, so we can grab seats, that'd be amazing. Thank you so much. There's still a bunch of people filing in. So thank you. All right. Welcome. So, in lieu of time, we want to get going here. We have our grade 12s here. My name is Rosio. I'm one of the house directors here. Okay. Unexpected applause there, but I'll take it. So we've been working with these grade 12 now for the entire year on these Capstone projects as part of the graduation process. It's quite an awesome thing. They really take ownership of these projects, these passion projects, and you're seeing some phenomenal things today.
Awesome. So you will be witnessing 5 showcase presentations chosen by an administrative panel, and they will each be presenting for a few minutes, and then that will follow by an hour of you guys going to walk from table to table, out of the lobby, all around the school to kind of get to experience as many as you can of the grade 12 Capstone community. In grade 12, we worked so hard, and we're so proud of it, and we hope you enjoy it.
Awesome. Yeah, that's very good. That's everyone. The person has that. My name is Coach Reese, and I am the intern, the this is awesome. The amount of people in this room, we were not expecting. So thank you so much for coming out, whether it was at bonus clubs, grade 11s. But we are so grateful that you exist tonight. So I'm going to introduce our first person. Sarah Williams, Sarah is a phenomenal grade 12 student, incredibly diligent and hardworking, and this is Terry out of her comfort zone, which is super exciting. We love her recipes. So I don't want to stare about what Sarah's passion is. I want her to. So give it up one more time for Sarah.
Before I begin, what exactly is a graphic novel? A graphic novel is a unique form of book that combines comic style with text in a novel format. A little background about me. I joined LCS during the end of COVID and came in grade 9, which is where my story begins. During the transfer, I was very reserved and kept more to myself. During COVID, I struggled a lot with my mental health, including anxiety and depression, which may have influenced how I acted at the time. In which today I would never have dreamed to do something quite like this. Through the medium of digital art, I was able to find comfort in it and grow along with it. Today, I find that I'm more confident in my faith, friends, and family. I hope you enjoy my capstone entitled The Mountain. The story begins with a ghostly figure standing over a large mountain. A gust of wind blows through their hair. With a determined stride, they reach out and touch the rugged surface, triggering a sudden flashback. In an instant, I am transported back to my birthday of 9th grade, waiting outside the school doors with anticipation for our teachers to let me in. Without hesitation, the ghost-like figure jumps from the mountain, looking at the faint glow of color coming from the rugged rock. As the ghostly figure hesitates at the base of the mountain, with a deep breath, they commit to the ascent, pushing aside any doubt as she begins to climb. With each handhold, a memory flashes. At the end of 9th grade, surrounded by friends, laughter filled the air as we played games. The warmth of that moment lifted my spirit, but as I reached for another rock and touched it, a sudden wave of emotion sweeps over me, turning tears. My mind flashes to my grade 10 volleyball class, where uncertainty loomed large. The opening panel depicts the previous year, where I didn't make the team. I was quite upset about it, then we flash back to the current time, where I'm tying my shoes and whisper to myself, okay, let's do this. Then all of a sudden, I get called to start tryouts. The next scene shows me playing volleyball, and then we all huddle up, and the coach is explaining that they'll begin telling us who made the team. A few minutes later, I hear their orders. On the next page, I closed the door quietly, eager to hear what the coach had to say. They greeted me with a warm, how's it going, Sarah? Then, without much hesitation, they delivered the good news. Long story short, we made the team. I couldn't contain my joy. Back on the mountain, memories flooded my mind as I climbed. I think about how much hard work I put into those tryouts. With each step, I remember moments like our chat at keeping room. When me and Kate lay on the bathroom floor making jokes, laughing, keeping the whole cabin up in the process. Or later, when our group sang songs and had our chocolate around the campfire. That was the first time I felt a sense of community in LCS. Back on the mountain, after pausing for a sec, I looked up. I'm almost halfway. I thought, looking down, I looked down and put my foot down on a rock, and suddenly a wave of emotion, a memory that I didn't think I had, came flashing back to me. In a dark room with flashing lights, almost like a concert. For some reason, I was the first person, and had no idea why. The song was over, and a guy came up to the stage. Thank you, worship team, for that. Welcome everyone to the last day of the retreat of 2022. The memory came back to me. Oh, I know where I am, I thought. He continued, I'm so sad this retreat has come to an end, but we have so many fun things planned today. Firstly, let's begin with the testimony from our guests, a few songs from the worship team, and then get into your core group. After that, a girl came up to the stage and shared her testimony. After the testimony, the worship team came up and sang a few songs where I sang along. After that, we got into our core group. A little lost, one of my friends had to call me over to sit down with them. After sitting down, we began. A few minutes later, we go into prayer. Overwhelmed by everything around me, I pray for myself and not for my group. Thanking God for all the wonderful things He provided me in the last few years. Overwhelmed, I started to cry. Tears hit my hands, and all of a sudden, from behind me, someone says, you are deserving of all of it.
feeling the warmth of my heart embracing the silence until one of my friends called me over. Hey Sarah, are you coming? I stand up and run off. Back on the mountain, the ghost-like figure presses her head to the mountain, and says quietly, I'm so blessed. As I reach the top, a glimpse of bright light from the sun filled the world. Amazed by the view, I smiled as I looked at color filled my face. The last thing the pixie saying goodbye to all my friends, with the last night being until next time. Thank you for listening to my Capstone.
Fantastic, Sarah. For those of you that just joined us, you can now quickly move into the middle or on the side over there so you can see a little bit more. Also, if you are sitting in the bleachers, please just switch in to the outside as much as possible. So if somebody wants to come and see it, that'd be great. Yeah, we'll love to hear next up, we have Sophie Wordle. Now, I am very excited for this because I have been rooting for this moment to happen since the Wordle Girls stepped onto LCS 3 years ago. Sophie is joined by her great little sister Penny, and they are going to be performing a dance in which Sophie choreographed. And this is Penny and Sophie have been dancing a lot together, and I'm very excited to watch the talent come before you. So give it up for Sophie.
I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never let you love. Am I more than just a sum of every heart and every love? Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know. Ooh, you say I love when I can't feel it. You say I'm strong when I think I'm weak. You say I'm love when I'm falling short. And when I don't belong, oh, you say I'm yours. And I believe, oh, I believe what you say to me. I believe the only thing that matters now is everything you think of me. In you I find my words, in you I find my identity. You say when I can't feel it. You say I'm strong when I
came to LCS, and she has another beautiful story of how God worked through her in some tough things. So give it up for Grace. Hi everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Grace Bradshaw. For my capstone, I decided to share my journey and how I've developed resiliency through injury, learned what submission is, and discovered how to actually rely on God. For as long as I can remember, I've been playing basketball. I grew up in a very active house. We were always playing one sport or another. The gym was my second home, whether I was playing, practicing, watching my sisters play. It all started for me in grade 4 when I joined my first club team. Fast forward a couple years, grade 8 was when I came to Langley Christian. Playing basketball was where I really started to let my guard down. The team was so much fun, and we had a very successful season, ending with a win of Eastern Valleys. This was the year I really fell in love with the sport, and it became so much of my life. COVID hit spring break of grade 8, as we all remember, but it didn't stop me from playing. I got thousands of shots up outside at when our club team even did like Zoom training practices. I dove headfirst to become the best player I could be. Grade 9 was a bit of a blur. We had practices, but still weren't allowed to play. Spring came fast, and my club team was preparing with a scrimmage for our first tournament back since COVID. In the last 3 seconds of the scrimmage, I decided to take charge. Can you hear me? I decided to take charge that was going to completely change my life, or what I thought my life was going to be. I had been playing all the time and eventually going to getting a scholarship to play basketball at university, but then everything changed. I found out that I had torn my left ACL, and it was absolutely devastating. I knew this was an awful injury, but I didn't understand how hard it was actually going to be. I still had my sights set high and was prepared to do whatever it took to recover. Through this knee injury, I came to the realization that my identity was completely wrapped up in sport and basketball, and worked very hard to change that. I had surgery the summer before grade 10 on August 20th, and my rehab journey started. I grew my faith a lot during this time, as well as working harder than ever, just so that I could get back on the court. It was a very long 16-month recovery where I rehabbed hours each day and spent a lot of time watching other people play the sport that I loved. I knew God was there, but I didn't understand why I had to go through this. Regardless of these feelings of doubt, I continued to show up for my teammates and managed volleyball and the basketball team. I was a part of everything. I was a part of absolutely everything that I could. I vividly remember watching all my friends play the sports that I loved, or play spikeball, and just wishing I could be a part of it. This is where I realized how much I took what God had given me for granted. I was able to start playing with contact again in grade 11, and the feeling was amazing. I feel like I went through my hard thing, and I was back. Came out stronger, God taught me my lesson, and I could just play free. I was just happy to be on the court again with my teammates. We were having a great grade 11 year, and I could play free. I was happy. We were in the semifinals of the regionals. It was the last couple seconds, and we were down by 2. The crowd was loud and crazy. It was the atmosphere that every athlete dreams of playing in. Then everything for me went quiet. My heart stopped for a second, and I knew right away what had happened because of the sound I heard as I went down. I went in for an MRI and found out that I had torn my right ACL. This was it. Why me, God? I thought I already went through my hard thing. Why did this have to happen? The doctors confirmed my worst nightmare, as I was told that I wasn't going to be able to play basketball at the same level again. I was heartbroken and ended up having surgery again on May 2nd of my grade 11 year. After coming to terms with my injury and what had happened, I knew there was nothing that I could do to change it. I had to completely relinquish control and let God's plan pan out. I did my physio and worked hard at getting myself back to normal, but nothing like the rehab I had done before. Then I decided to just let go and live. I chose to invest in others and others to invest in me. I managed the volleyball team with Mrs. Davis and Mrs. Howe and spent lots of time with my family and my friends. I started to find myself present in places other than basketball and found joy all around me. I was closer with God and the people He had put in my life than ever before. I went into physio on November 7th of my grade 12 year to see where I was at, and it made me believe that I could have a chance to play again. I knew my timeline was extremely tight, and I trusted that God was going to pull through for me this time. My physio let me play limited minutes on December 13th, and I started playing more throughout the season. I have been so lucky to have been blessed with people, coaches, and teammates that walked through my journey with me and met me where I was at. Basketball had changed for me. It wasn't about me anymore. I had completely given the sport to God, and He somehow allowed me to play again after I was told that it would never happen. It had to be Him. Now, it wasn't about me, it was about people seeing God through me and the way I played. The season flew by, and provincials were here before I knew it. Our team ended with a high winning provincials, and it was an extremely impactful moment for me because it wasn't just a realization that we won, but that I was able to be on the court again, playing for an audience of one. Not for me, not for a scholarship, but for God. This season was one of the hardest, but also the most rewarding. Reflecting on my story is kind of crazy. Not many athletes have 2 major ACL tears and get the chance to still play the sport they love. My goal at the beginning of grade 8 was to get a scholarship, play university basketball with my sister, but I let go of that dream the moment of my second history. I look back and think of how all I wanted was to play basketball and to think about how much God would teach me through it. It just didn't happen the way. Oh, sorry. I am so blessed to be able to say that I am playing at Trinity next year with my older sister, like I had dreamt of. It didn't happen the way that grade 8 grades planned it to happen. The verse that Beck summarizes my thoughts and helps me understand why I had to go through everything is Isaiah 55, 8 to 9. My thoughts are nothing like your thoughts, says the Lord, and my ways are far beyond anything you can imagine. For just as the heavens are higher than the earth, so my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. Throughout my whole journey, I have learned so much. It was never the path that I would have chosen, expected, or planned, but it made me grow into the person that I'm supposed to be for Christ. It forced me to cling to God and submit everything that I have to Him. His ways are far better than mine. To end, I just want to share a quote that I cling to from a devotional by Paul Tripp that says, everything in your life becomes, the hardest things in your life become the sweetest tools of grace in His wise and loving hands. Your Father is committed to taking what seems so bad and turning it into something that is very, very good. I also get the honor to present to introduce our next presenter. This is Alex Sanchez, and if you haven't met him, you are one of the smartest high school kids I've ever met, but also the most motivational. And yeah, I've really enjoyed getting there. So excited for you to share your story. What he won't share is that he is going to Texas A&M next year to study aerospace engineering with the hope of eventually working for NASA. So I just had to share that.
Hey everyone. So I guess I can forego the introduction. So I'm just going to get straight to it. The motivation for this project started when I was really when I was born, because I've always been a curious person since day one, and I could just look up at the sky and see the birds soaring. I would just picture what it would be like to be in their wings, and it was fascinating to me, just the concept of breaking free of my human limits. And so I decided to take this feeling to an extreme. And this basically meant I started taking classes to build a drone. I one day decided I wanted to build an RC plane, a drone, and so I started taking robotics now. So that went very well, and then I got into robotics 10 and computers 10, and that is where I started to learn the skills that I needed to do this. So there you see, always loved it, and then I got to work. So the first skills that I learned were three main things really. The first one was Python, which is a programming language mainly used in data science and robotics. Then the second one was CAD, which is computer aided design. That basically means if you think of a picture, a normal picture, zoom in, it's really pixelated. So that isn't really good. But CAD is like the Adobe Illustrator vector art version, using equations to make perfect curves, so you can zoom in infinitely and it's still a perfect curve. And so that's the 3D modeling version that engineers use, and it's very effective because then it's only your manufacturing limits, not your idea or your design. And then the third step I learned here was 3D printing. Now this is the fun one in my opinion because it works just like a 2D printer that goes layer by layer, but this one goes 2D layer by 2D layer, building a 3D shape. The only limit is your imagination and granted the laws of physics, so gravity. Then after about a year, I also started learning some skills in tandem with that outside of Mr. Ramgo's class. He's been a great teacher to me, and I honestly have to credit half of this to him because he's always been there. So I also studied up on aerodynamics and electronics, which are all the components you need to make a plane. So after about a year of wrestling through all of this absolute mountain of information, I finally got to the point where I felt confident enough to build a first prototype. That one right there. So I got the idea, I started making it and printing it, and so that was a huge learning curve because I'd never dealt with any of this before. You have to remember, I was in grade 9. Just like any other with a dream and an occasional affinity to video games for a little too long. And so this was mind-blowing, but it was really fun. And I worked through this prototype, and then I got it from dream to reality, and then I crashed it. So I tried again. This is step number 2. The first one took me 8 months. The second one only took me 3 months. So I started to see actually that I was making some progress. And so I followed the same drill with this one. Manufacturing, printing, and then this one came really close. Yeah, I heard some That's what I felt. So I was getting closer, but I wasn't there yet. And so, as much as I'd like to stand up here in front of you and tell you that I succeeded and fly my plane in front of you, I'm not quite at that point yet. However, the point of this presentation is to present my learning, and I do believe that I can say with confidence I've learned a huge amount. From the first prototype teaching me all about 3D printing, and the second one being an experiment about electronics, very quickly I am getting to a point where I think within a few weeks I will be able to make my third prototype, which will fly. I will certainly post on social media.
He just told me he skipped over the CFP part, and I think it's really complicated. But thank you again, Officer, that great. I was going to introduce myself. It's all good. Okay, by skill. Spoiler here. We got an event coming up here. This sing-song here for Chief. Those for the grad class. So if you haven't seen Olivia perform, I'll just let her perform the stage. Wonderful. Give her a round of applause.
So I've been singing since before I can remember. I grew up in a very musical family. My dad is a musician and he kind of passed his love on for music to us kids. So our house was never quiet. We were always singing and playing piano. We sang at our church's Christmas Eve service and we performed at the Columbus Music Festival, which I love doing, but I always had kind of a heart of fear towards it. So it wasn't until high school that I began to take music more seriously and make it my own. I started leading worship at my church and youth group, being involved in the musicals here at LCS, and this past year as my leadership project, I had the chance to take on the role of worship coordinator of chapels with Emma Baker, which has been amazing. Through all of these things, I've developed my confidence and my comfortability with singing in front of people, and I've been able to explore how I can use my gifts to glorify God. So songwriting is a way that I integrate music into my life. It is a way for me to reflect, and it's kind of my own form of journaling through some of my thoughts and being able to document how I'm feeling in good times and bad. As I was reflecting on graduation and what that means for me and our grade as a whole, I decided that I wanted to write a song about it that I wanted to share with you tonight. I think it's easy for us when we're so close to the finish line to want to leave and move on. But one thing that I've been realizing is that high school is so special, and these moments are precious. We've been through so much together as a grade. And yeah, I just want this song to be an encouragement and a reminder that these days won't last forever. So as we head into our last few months, I think we should be present in these last moments and not going too fast. And that's kind of what this song is about. So this is for you guys. It's called Our Ministry. I remember watching giants roll. Their perspective, we all must have looked so small. Days were filled with making crafts that we take home. Dreaming about all the places we would go. We started staying up to watch the sun go down. Now we're searching for new friendships
Seems like only yesterday we were playing in the rain until our hands were. It's crazy how it flies away. Sometimes I wish that we could stay freeze time.
Wow. It really is packed in here. You can't see it from over there, but it is packed. We need more chairs next time. What a remarkable start to our evening. My name is Golden, and I have the great privilege of being the high school principal here at LCS. And to see this capstone evening, the celebration evening, the work that these great balls have put into this, the growth, the development, just to see even that growing over the last number of years, and to see these are 5 of the presentations, but there are about 90 more out in the hallways, out in front of the school. I walked around after school today as they were being set up, and talked with a few people who I was fortunate enough to catch up with, and there are some amazing presentations here tonight, some demonstrations of academic learning, spiritual growth and development. I think what hit me just now from the 5 presentations we saw here is that each of these students is growing individually, but also centered on building up people around them as well, too. And I think that is really something we see as the power of a Christ-centered community that we have here at LCS. It's really cool to be part of it, for your kids to be part of it, and also for all of you as parents. I'm really excited about that. To our graduating seniors, congratulations. You're 2 months from graduating, but you're here, you've got your capstone. Already you've made us, I know your teachers here, and your parents and family immensely proud. We can't wait to see what impact you're going to have in the world after you leave here. Parents, families, thank you for trusting us so far with the education and spiritual development of your children. Without your support, we over, so I don't want to take too much time before I release you to go out into the halls and view all of the other, also outside, don't forget about outside, to view all the other Capstone projects. I'm just going to conclude this portion and then open the next portion on the word of prayer. So please God. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the blessings of this evening, for the joy of celebration for the warmth of the community. As we depart this room, we ask for guidance, for grace in our lives. Grant our seniors the courage, the wisdom as they embark on their new journeys, share their gifts, their passions, their stories with others tonight. May they speak confidently in your light. Pray this in your holy name. So, thank you all for being here tonight and making this moment special for our great promise. Have a great rest of the
Oh my, I had to yell at those kids today. I'm sorry. I know the gym was so loud. I'm like, oh, same. I could have just seen all the stations. I've seen upstairs. Like, yeah, so kind of.
This gives me so much anxiety.